Welcome back here. Possible new developments in the disappearance of an American college student on spring break in the Dominican Republic. A source is telling ABC News that the prosecutor's office will give Joshua Reeby his passport back tomorrow. Now, he is the man believed to be the last person to have seen Shadiska Konanki before she vanished on spring break.
What happened to Dorothy Arnold?
And we continue to follow this major development over the weekend with this big story of a missing Memphis teacher, with the big news over the weekend of the suspect arrested. Charles Watson is live with us here.
A young Heiress vanishes without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions.
This week in our Missing series on News Nation Prime, a mysterious disappearance takes us to the College, Michigan State campus.
The ransom notes, the mysterious disappearance, and the media frenzy still haunt the public to this day. This chilling case shook the nation, but the truth remains locked away. Don't miss the shocking details. Stay tuned to uncover the secrets of a case that still captivates the world. Dorothy Arnold. December 12, 1910. The day that changed everything for Dorothy Arnold, a young socialite. She was an heiress to a well-known perfume company. On this cold winter morning, she set out on a shopping trip in Manhattan, excited for the holiday season ahead. Dorothy had everything she could wish for, but fate had something different in store. She was last seen around noon, entering a store near Fifth Avenue, but she never came back. Her family waited days before they reported her missing, afraid of the scandal it could cause. Soon, the media exploded with coverage. The case shook the nation, becoming a mystery that still haunts many. Was it foul play? A voluntary disappearance? Dorothy's story became a symbol, just like those of other missing heiresses, leaving us with more questions than answers. The day. On December 12, 1910, Dorothy Arnold stepped out of her family home in New York City, ready for a day of shopping. She was an elegant young woman, always in the public eye, and that day seemed no different. It was a chilly morning, and Dorothy made her way to Fifth Avenue, where she planned to buy some gifts. By noon, Dorothy entered a store, but after that, she vanished without a trace. No one knew where she went, and her family didn't report it immediately, thinking she might have stayed with friends. But as hours turned into days, it became clear that something was terribly wrong. The search began, and the case soon became one of the most talked about mysteries in the city. Family's response. When Dorothy Arnold went missing on December 12, 1910, her family hesitated to take immediate action. The Arnold family was wealthy and prominent in New York society, and they feared the scandal it might cause. Instead of contacting the police right away, they waited several days, hoping Dorothy would return on her own. It wasn't until December 15 that her family finally reported her disappearance. They had no idea where she had gone, and the more they waited, the more worried they became. By then, the search for Dorothy had already begun to attract the attention of both the police and the press, but the delay in reporting her disappearance made the situation even more mysterious. Investigation. After Dorothy Arnold was reported missing on December 15, 1910, the investigation into her disappearance began. The New York Police Department launched a massive search, questioning people who might have seen her on the day she vanished. Private detectives were hired by the family, hoping to get some answers faster. Authorities combed through Fifth Avenue and nearby streets, but no solid clues emerged. They interviewed store owners, cab drivers, and anyone who might have crossed paths with Dorothy. Despite their efforts, the investigation went cold. The lack of witnesses and the confusion surrounding her disappearance made the case even more challenging. The mystery only deepened as time passed, leaving many unanswered questions. Theories. As the investigation into Dorothy Arnold's disappearance continued, several theories began to emerge, but none could explain the mystery. Some believed that Dorothy had run away voluntarily. She was young, attractive, and may have been overwhelmed by the pressures of her privileged life. It was suggested that she may have staged her own disappearance. Others speculated that she had been kidnapped. The family did receive a ransom note months after her disappearance, but no further demands were made, and it turned out to be a hoax. Some even believed foul play was involved, possibly from someone close to her. Yet, with no concrete evidence, the truth remained elusive, and the theories continued to swirl, each one more complicated than the last. Media coverage. The case of Dorothy Arnold quickly captured the attention of the public and the press. As one of New York's most prominent socialites, her disappearance became headline news. Newspapers published daily updates, adding more intrigue to the story. The public was gripped, eager for answers to what had happened to the young Heiress. Media outlets speculated about Dorothy's life, her relationships, and the possible reasons behind her sudden vanishing. Every new lead, no matter how small, was reported widely. The intense media coverage only added to the pressure on the authorities as the public demanded results. Dorothy's case became one of the most talked about mysteries of the time, sparking national discussions about missing persons and the power of media in shaping public perception. Ransom notes. Months after Dorothy Arnold disappeared, the family received a ransom note. This discovery sent shockwaves through the investigation, suggesting that Dorothy might have been kidnapped. The letter demanded a large sum of money, promising her safe return. However, the police quickly discovered the note was a hoax. No further demands were made, and there was no sign of Dorothy or any trace of her kidnappers. Despite this, the ransom note sparked intense speculation. Some wondered if it was a prank, while others believed it might have been an attempt by someone close to the family to mislead investigators. The hoax only deepened the mystery, leaving authorities with more questions than answers. Dorothy's fate remained uncertain. Other Heiresses. The disappearance of Dorothy Arnold in 1910 echoed the mysteries surrounding other high-profile heiresses. Much like Dorothy, several wealthy young women had vanished under mysterious circumstances, fueling public fascination with their cases. Comparisons were often drawn between Dorothy's disappearance and the case of Helen Brach, a Chicago heiress who vanished in the 1970s, as well as Eliza Fletcher, whose kidnapping in 2022 shocked the nation. These cases, though separated by decades, shared eerie similarities: wealth, high social status, and a lack of clear answers. Each of these disappearances contributed to the public's growing obsession with missing heiresses, and Dorothy Arnold's case was no different, becoming one of the most perplexing stories in American history. The mystery of her fate still looms large, as do the unresolved questions that haunt these high-profile disappearances. Cultural impact. The disappearance of Dorothy Arnold left a lasting mark on both popular culture and the public's perception of missing persons. Her case became a symbol of the mysterious and unsettling nature of high society life. For years, her story captivated the nation, inspiring countless articles, books, and even fictional portrayals in media. Her case also influenced the way people viewed wealth and privilege. Dorothy's family, being wealthy and influential, made the case a subject of fascination for the public. The mystery around her disappearance, combined with the media frenzy, led to the rise of similar stories in films and novels, where wealthy young women often found themselves in perilous situations. Even today, Dorothy's name is still associated with one of the most enigmatic disappearances in American history, cementing her legacy in cultural discussions about missing persons and the unknown. Recent developments. Although Dorothy Arnold's disappearance remains unsolved, there have been occasional efforts to revisit the case. Over the years, new investigators have reviewed the old files, hoping to uncover overlooked clues. Yet, despite several attempts to reopen the case, no significant breakthroughs have emerged. In recent years, public interest in Dorothy's story has been reignited, largely due to the increasing fascination with cold cases. Documentaries and true crime podcasts have discussed her case in detail, bringing fresh attention to the mystery. Some even suggest that modern technology, like DNA analysis, could potentially shed light on what happened to her. However, as of now, Dorothy's fate remains a mystery. The case continues to intrigue those fascinated by unsolved disappearances, leaving the question of what truly happened to Dorothy Arnold still unanswered. This case remains one of the greatest mysteries in American history. But what if modern forensics could crack it? Don't miss our next video, The Reckoning. Modern forensics solve a 40-year-old cold case, where we dive deep into cutting-edge technology, solving mysteries thought to be lost forever. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on these mind-blowing revelations. Your next favorite true crime story is just a click away. Stay curious and keep exploring with us.